Great and welcome. My name is Rhennon, student ID 103866653, and my project supervisor is Dr. Tim Rose. My research proposal is for the topic of investigating safety attitudes of on-site mining workers in Queensland's coal mining industry. Let's have a look at the introduction and research problem. For this, I've used a concept map to easily navigate through the background and bring you up to speed to what's currently happening and why this proposal is needed. As you know, we started the core, which is the proposed or the research problem that is being proposed here. So the whole point of having this research is because of injuries that occur in coal mining, not only coal mining but any other mining industry as well. So in coal mining industries, there's various injuries that happen due to potential accidents such as slips and falls, material handling, roof falls, mechanical and electrical problems, and so on. This is not the focus of the presentation. I'm making that clear now. I'm just taking you through the background first. So these are the various factors causing the mining industry accidents. The ramifications of these accidents is what's important. So you can categorize them as non-fatal injuries and long-term injuries. Non-fatal injuries are something that people can recover from, like soreness, minor bruises, and fatigue, whereas lost time injuries are something that is hard to recover from, and this not only impacts the individual but also the industry. It's a double-sided sword, as they say. It cuts into the performance of the individual and the output of the mine or the mining industry. These can range from anywhere from slips and falls, such and that cause muscle contusions, lacerations, to respiratory issues, to injuries in the hands, back, and limbs. Now, there have been a strong foundation or some underlying pillars put into place for prevention of all these accidents, such as all these acts that they basically regulate the power between the government, the industry, and the people. So these are all the acts put into place. So why are these accidents or these injuries still happening? So we are going to have a look at that now and into the research proposal. For this, we have touched up on a couple of literature reviews or literature papers, and let's have a look at the overview. Some of the paper covers the background of Queensland's mining industry. There's not a lot of data with Queensland's coal mining industry, at least not updated information that I can use in my paper, but it acts as a good reference. There's also on-site workplace safety attitudes and knowledge gaps that need to be filled. There's some data out there to support this, but not enough. We're also going to look at the significance and the benefits of positive safety attitudes. As I said earlier, there is some data, not a lot, but there is some data supporting that having a positive safety attitude can in fact benefit the industry. And this used to be followed in the past, but it's being lost in the current practices because of change in organizational structures, the workers, outsourcing and all of that. The literature also touches up on the drivers for improvement of safety attitudes, such as better organizational culture, structure, as said earlier, the environment the workers working in. And also, this proposal hopes to fill up any research gap, and there is a significant amount of research gap present. Now, we'll look at the data collection and analysis I've used or I'm going to be approaching this project with. This is a quantitative research method that I'm going to be using. It will help me save time and also use data that's kind of already there in some aspect. There's not a lot of data present out there. There is some regarding to the supervisors, but not about on-site coal mine workers. I'm also going to be using e-surveys or electronic surveys and questionnaires. As of now, I've planned to use Google surveys, but there's also an option for QT surveys. But as of now, I like the convenience of Google surveys, the data collection, and it helps collecting large amounts of data and processing it in a very short duration of time. My target demographic are coal mine supervisors, managers, directors, experienced team members with significant number of years under their belt, and any other mine workers I can get my hands on. My sample size is hopefully around 100 with no maximum. The results shall be exported to Excel, for ease of use, filtering it out, and getting rid of any rogue data. Now let's look at the research limitations and the ethical considerations. Focusing on the research limitations. So there's a lack of up-to-date information, as I said earlier, with regards to safety attitudes. Apart from this, there's also no foolproof way to measure safety attitudes apart from questionnaires and observation and taking for the information present out there, word of mouth. Ethical considerations. QT has a good foundation in this. So my proposed survey, after having it compiled and prepared, will protect the identity of the individual who's responding to the survey. We'll keep it confidential. There's a guarantee of no names, personal details, financial details, or any other information that will be requested from the surveying tool. Now, an academic will have a look at my survey, go through it, and get ethical clearance. I will do this by approaching the QT's Office of Research Ethics and Integrity before distribution of the survey. Now, logistics and scheduling. There's not much in this area as of now, since we are still in the early steps, but I have put in place something about the research design. So it's mostly going to be online coordination and communication, especially with the virus and everything. Even though I've kept best case scenario, this will help me out even in the worst case scenario. The questionnaire will be sent out via email, so the email will basically help in obtaining much quicker response times. It'll overcome any geographical barriers that may be present. I won't have to physically go to parts of Queensland and collect data. So this is what my timeline looks like. It's spread across 3 months, starting on July 24th and going all the way to October 24th. So the semester 2 commences on the 24th of July. I've put in place dates and durations for literature reviewing being done, testing phase of the survey, that's important, project investigation submissions and all of that, along with the data collection phase as well, and the final submission date. I've kept it as the 24th. Obviously it's a little later than that, but I've kept good measure there. So the expected outcomes and benefits of this paper are, obviously it's going to try and fill up any knowledge gaps that are present out there, also provide new information and new data in this area, as there's not much being done with regards to safety attitudes for coal miners or on-site coal miners. Also, a tighter organizational structure with a shorter upstream communication path will also be desired or requested based on the benefits this research puts out there. Now, this is being done because with the recent developments and financial decisions, the economic conditions and everything, the mining industry has opted for a fly-in, fly-out system where they outsource workers because it's cheaper. This puts the worker in a very unfamiliar environment, and this change causes miscommunication, or this culture change also causes kind of a culture shock for the individual, where they don't report information upstream or they don't know how to do that. This is also a big cause for these accidents, and hopefully there's some way to work around that. Practical recommendations will also be put forth to overcome the barriers of the poor safety conditions. Furthermore, taking our top 3 points into consideration, the ultimate goal or the end goal is to reduce the overall incidents and accidents, and increase the performance and output of the mining industry. Thank you for listening and have a good day.